It is a big day and a big week for Apple. We hit a record high today of $271.41. This is where we are. I'm going to give you some price targets. To the north side takes us to roughly $270.96. This is resistance. If we hit this level, I will anticipate a pullback, or we could chop and go sideways, but hopefully we will follow this line upward. Apple hit a record today because it hit the $4 trillion mark behind Nvda and Microsoft. I own many shares of Microsoft and Apple, and it was great to see. So congratulations if you are in those tickers. Now, above this level is another level of resistance and a potential take profit area as well, 273.05. If we are lucky enough to get to this level, that will be 274.13, and don't hold your breath for 275.17. We could definitely hit that at a later date, but I don't think that's going to happen on Thursday. But the iPhone 17 has propelled Apple into another stratosphere. So finally, some good things happening for Apple after Tim Cook dumped the plans to come out with a car, which I was very upset about. And I really do hope that they reconsider and take that back up. But anyway, 268.84 is another level of support, many levels of support between -2 and 2 standard deviations, and then the outer bands as well. Okay, 268.84, 267.80, and roughly, let me move that out of the way, 266.76. I will anticipate a buy-in here, here, and here, as well as that's a good area to also hit a stop limit. It depends on where you bought or where you are trying to buy. Notice here, the bounce at support, the bounce at support, sell off at resistance, 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 and the patterns repeat itself. And here is a buy-in area, potential anyway. This is a pullback area. That will take us down to roughly I'll mark the first spot it's going to touch. And here. All right, this is support and a buy-in, and we've got another gap down here at 252.52. Very quickly, I'm going to show you the daily. As you can see, I have marked this out many times. And where are we on the daily? We're at 269.70. And that is here. So the next leg up could take us to roughly 280.87. And then to the south side, because there is always a south side, that is roughly 262.39-ish, which would close out this gap, which we organically need to do. The 1-year price target is now $320. We've had many stock splits, and I love my dividends that I get every quarter. I think it's quarterly that they pay, and yeah, it's great. I think I may be up around 500 to 700% on this, but I'm up more than that in Palantir. So this has served me very well. But right now it's too frothy for my liking. And the last time I bought in was, I think, well, let me just go back, in the 160s, but that was the high. Oh, I just moved it to the weekly. Okay, watch out, we're getting frothy here, not quite overextended. I just use RSI as support and resistance, and we are at resistance. Let me move this out of the way. My public service announcement. All right. When was the last time I guess, oh, did maybe I never marked it out. Because 160, I think, is where I last bought. I'll have to do that at another time. All right, let's take you back to the 5 and zip through a bunch of semiconductor stocks that hit 52-week highs. I almost sold out of this. I was sleeping, and I already set my sell order at actually $50.75. But when I woke up, I went to cancel the order, and we were actually in the $48, $49 range. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to sell out. I got too scared. And I thought, I'm just going to ride it out even more. But we do have gaps to the south side, which I know we're going to hit. So be aware of that if you can't stomach the roller coaster ride. All right, Soxl, 52-week high at $50.76. One level. Resistance, take profit, 50.37. 51.91, that's where we could comfortably hit. I shouldn't even give you 3 and 4, but I'm going to for bigger picture. 52.78, 53.58, 48.71, 47.91, and the gap closes out at 47.27 and 47.08. Note the bounce at support, sell-off at resistance, chopping sideways. This is resistance, a sell-off chopping sideways. That's just another, when you chop sideways, you're either going to go up or you're going to go down. In this case, we ran because many semiconductor tickers ran as well. So watch out for these landmines to the south side. So the last time I bought in was 37.09, 37.39, excuse me, and then I own shares at these, I guess, other levels, because my hot pink is where I bought, and the lowest I bought that I still own is 9.35. All right. What happened with Wolf? I'm not going to do it if you didn't hit a 52-week high. You did not. So, okay, let me just do this one really fast because I'm not even sure if I've done this one. 31.83, 32.07, 32.79, and 33.54. If we chop sideways, right there, another level of support, 29.13, 28.41, and 27.88. Earnings there reported 196 million. The estimate was 198 million, but yet we still ran. See how that works? You just never know. Support and a buy-in there. Avgo, we hit a 52-week high, so congrats. I believe Nancy Pelosi owns this ticker. You can see my video I made of the insider trading guru here. And your gap to the south side, well, let's just mark up that one because that's the first one to hit. And that closes out at roughly 355.43. And then we have another landmine right here. And let's just mark this out. A-Lab, nope, I'm not going to bother. Nvda, yep, we hit another 52-week high. This thing is on cloud 9. Okay, chopping sideways. Look at the legs that we are going up. That was 191.69 when I marked that out. Okay, 214.76, 217.60, and 220.43. 203.24, 234, and 197.43. Watch out for this landmine, your pullback, potential buy-in area. All right, and here's another landmine taking us down to 191.86. You can't keep running without basing, barcoding, pulling back for a breather. All right, but it is nice to see. AMD, I own this one. Oh, it's time for my Betty buy. All right, in 6 days here, on Thursday it'll be 5, so watch out for that. And I marked something and then I moved it to a different time frame and then it gets wonky on me. And TradingView never used to do that, but it's been happening for like a year now. So we got a gap here. This gap closed to the downside at 260. Let me make this, all these color coding just slows me down, but I like to be consistent. 267.08 is our record 52-week high and daily high. 264.91, chopping sideways. 268.66 down the road, 271.02 and 273.13. 260.59, 258.53, 256.63 for Wednesday. I'll change that later. I don't want to slow myself down and make all these color adjustments. You get the drift. All right, many landmines. Okay, these are the white lines are all price targets that we have already hit. Now, the 1-year price target is 310. Yay! I love it. See this? I just need to delete this. I'll do that later. Okay, MU, I also own this one. And we hit a 52-week high, as well as a daily high. Yay. But you know what? All of these tickers that I've been talking about have hit record highs. I will anticipate a pullback. You can bet on that. Yeah, we can go up a little more and then roll back over and close all these gaps because we have to retrace. I'll move that. I'll change the color later. Okay, the middle of the trend is now right here. That's the median, not the mean, the median. And what else is happening? Here's the price target for you, 226.63. Note the sell-off at resistance, resistance. This is support. We still bled through. And then we have this landmine. Also an open wound to watch out for. 207 to the downside, and again, I'll change the color later. Okay, and ASML. Look, oh my gosh, no wonder Soxl ran like the dickens today, because that is the ETF, the semiconductor ETF. So when all the tickers run the semiconductors, then obviously SOX does well. And then when those tickers bleed out, well, we bleed out as well. All right, here we are. Let's be precise and change that. I can't believe I'm doing all these tickers. Okay, 1074. If we chop sideways, 1083.64, 1088.64 down the road, and 1093.23. And then we have this bleeder right here to watch out for. All right, and that's all I'm gonna say about that one. Let's go SMH. Another 52-week high and a daily high. My goodness, how exciting. Yeah, my account, if you haven't looked at your retirement account, you're going to love it. But tomorrow, Thursday, it'll pull back. But still, many people made a ton of money today. I don't like to buy high and then hope and pray that things go higher. I like to buy it low when nobody's talking about stuff. That's my strategy. 368, when people fear the market, that's when I like to buy. I'm a contrarian. I don't like to follow the pack. Okay, 368.61, and it has served me very well. Okay, oops. Here is your other bleeder. Or maybe your buy-in area. Not mine, though. Okay, there you go. There's some potential areas to look. Oh, my goodness. This closed. I'll just move that right there. Down to 343.12. Since I'm kind of blazing through here, I'm not cleaning up the gaps. I will do that when I only do 1 or 2 tickers. Delete. Oops, wrong thing. I need to put it on the correct area. And then right here, let's extend that out. There are your pullback areas, or your areas to go short. What goes up must come down. What goes down doesn't necessarily get back up again, but sometimes you got to get down to get back up again. I know it's confusing, but that's in stocks and in life, and I've said that before, and I stand by that. Okay, here's your pullback, and that closed. Here's another pullback. Oh, and another area for shorting. This one already made it. Oh, it just happened to be near an area where I extended it. Had no idea it was going to touch there, and it did. Oops, wrong thing. What are your levels? 305.09. All right, all we're doing is retracing back to an area. Why did I mark that out? I guess that was, I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to create a new one right there. All right, here are your levels. Resistance, take profit, 308.47, 310.15, and down the road, 311.72. This gap will close right at -2 at 301.99, 348, and 298.84. Oh, why am I doing this one? TSM, I own it, but we did not hit a record high. We just hit a 52-week high a while back. I could go find out where we hit it, but I don't want to extend it back that far. Okay, SMCI, we did not hit a 52-week high, so I'm not going to bother. But with Intel, my last one, what happened? Come on, there we go. 42.04. I'm not going to do this one. We ended at 42.04. The 52-week high is 42.48. I think that is enough. If there is a ticker you want me to go over, please let me know. And my fingers are crossed for AAPL. Please let this ride. And please let us have another stock split. I don't know. I'm going to see something. Let's do the 1 month. I need to go back and see when we had our last stock split, because this ticker doesn't get to 300, 400, 500 without a stock split. So 271. So that is the highest I think they've ever let it ride without a stock split. I'm going to have to check on that because I've gone through many stock splits. Okay, that does it for me. Have a great trading day.